Hi, I'm Bill Johnston with Kansas Corn. And today I brought you back into one of my favorite little spots in my pasture that's called the winter lot. And I call it the winter lot because in this winter lot is a little natural spring that bubbles up out of the ground and it never freezes. So when I put my cows out here in the winter, I don't have to worry about cutting ice. But the main reason that I brought you back here is because I thought it was a really good place to demonstrate some things about how soil is created. First of all, I want you to understand that soil has 4 ingredients. Those 4 ingredients are about 1/4 of it is simply air. Another, roughly 1/4 of it is water. A small fraction of soil is organic matter. Living and dead plants like these leaves that decompose and mix in with the soil. But the main reason I brought you to this spot is because of the 4th ingredient, that is the majority of what soil is. And that is the parent material that forms the mineral. See, almost half of this soil is mineral. It is rocks that have broken down over time through a process called weathering. Now there's 3 kinds of weathering. There is physical weathering, chemical weathering, and biological weathering. Well, let's talk about physical weathering a little bit. First of all, a very good example of physical weathering is simply water washing away rocks. I mean, you've all heard of the Grand Canyon. Well, the Grand Canyon is the Grand Canyon because for 5 or 6 million years, the Colorado River has been washing away the rocks in the Grand Canyon. Another example of physical weathering is just freezing and thawing. See these rocks that are around us that are exposed to the weather during the winter? It's freezing cold. They're covered in ice and snow. And then of course in the spring, those thaw out. So in an effort to reenact it, I kind of sped up the process. See, I took some rocks last night and I dropped them into some water. And then I froze those rocks in some ice. And then this morning, I thawed this out and to show the effect of freezing and thawing. So if we take the rocks now out of this water, and I'm going to pour out a little bit of the water and then strain what is left through this paper towel. You'll see that little bitty pieces of that rock broke off because of the freezing and thawing. That's one of the first steps to producing soil. Another type of weathering is chemical weathering. See this water, well, it has chemicals in it. And those chemicals can dissolve rocks over time. See, this rock, it has holes in it because over time the chemicals in the water have dissolved the minerals that are in this rock. Where the hole is was probably a mineral deposit that was more easily dissolvable than the rest of the rock. That mineral dissolved and left the hole. And the last type of weathering is biological. See, out here on these rocks are plants and animals that will break down the rocks. For example, this tree behind me, as it is growing, it is pushing the rocks apart, which allows the water to flow through them faster. It's causing the rock to crack. Even this little plant right beside me, the roots in this rock are helping break this rock down. This rock laying right here in the stream is a perfect example of all the types of weathering that we've talked about. The water is flowing by, washing it away. The freezing and thawing is causing particles of it to break apart. It's got organic material, plant life, growing in it, and those roots are helping to break it apart. There's also even some insect debris on this rock that tells me that insects are living in these holes of this rock, helping it break down. And finally, the chemical weathering is occurring, causing these holes in the rock to occur. All of those things take thousands of years to form soil. See, an inch of soil takes 1,000 years to form. This process that I'm talking about can take 100 years to form an inch, maybe thousands of years. It depends on the type of parent material, the climate, even the slope of the land can all impact how fast that soil is created.